Mr. Pickersgill. What you up to?
Hello, lad. I'm working on a model of Captain James Cook's ship, the Endeavour.
Cool.
What's bothering you, lad?
Well, I get picked on in school.
Why do they pick on you?
Because they think I'm a dork.
I don't think you're a dork.
Thank you. Now I gotta go. I have a book report to write.
Wait, I've got something for you.
Thank you.
It's quite old. It belonged to my great-great-great-great-grandfather, who sailed on board the Endeavour with Captain Cook. And it helped to inspire even the people going into space.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, thank you. I gotta run.
You're most welcome. I hope that helps.
Okay, bye, Mr. Pickersgill.
Goodbye, Jake. And it helped to inspire even the people going into space.
Chapter 1. To Far and Distant Places. My story begins when I first had the privilege of serving aboard Captain Cook's ship, the Endeavour. Before we set sail from Deptford in England, he told me a great story about how he was called to the sea.
Is everything ready? The Endeavour's ready, Captain. The crew's waiting for you. What is it, Captain?
The sea. It beckons me. You know, not too long ago, I was working in the fields. I'll never forget the day when the sea first called to me. And when the ghost of my kin came to haunt me.
Captain James Cook began his story telling me of long ago, of how his father came from Scotland. After the last Jacobite uprising and the slaughter of the Scots at the Battle of Culloden, Mr. Cook headed south and married a woman by the name of Grace. The family settled in the Yorkshire village of Great Ayton. Mr. Cook became a gaffer on the Airyholme farm, serving under Sir Thomas Skottow.
There you are, James. Where have you been? Roseberry topping?
Yes, Father.
Right. Well, we got work.
Mr. Cook ran the farm well with his son James and his daughter Christiana.
So beautiful.
Thank you, Father.
Aye, aye. Now, come on, son. Quit messing around. Let's get to work.
James and Christiana would go to school and learn many new things about the world in which they lived.
Must worship in spirit.
At church, the family would listen to the priest.
A woman said, I know that Messiah, called Christ, is coming. When he comes, he will explain everything to us. And Jesus declared, I who speak to you am he.
James felt sad, for his sister Mary died when she was very young. James would never forget her dying wish, and that was to climb Roseberry Topping. Roseberry Topping was a nearby hill and was well known by the locals. Life was simple and it was good. However, James was troubled that he couldn't go out and see places. He wanted to see the world. If only he could have his chance to escape. One cloudy and dreary day, a voice called to him. James was startled. Who was calling his name? That night, James had a dream. Someone from the past was haunting him. This dream startled him. Was it really Mary? What was Mary trying to tell him? A few days had passed. As he worked on the farm, he was bothered by the dream. He would go to church and pray for guidance.
Please, God, give me Mary's voice. Let her guide me. Let it show me what I'm supposed to do. Who I'm supposed to be. Let it give me guidance.
Then one day the ghost of Mary called to him again. Mary was calling him to go up the mountain. So James climbed.
James, your journey begins. Go to the sea, go to the sea. Go to the sea, go to the sea.
James was so excited. He ran down the mountain, but by the time he got down, his father had some more work for him to do on the farm. James couldn't wait to tell his sister Christiana the news about Mary.
It was a ghost, Christiana. It was her.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold out there. Hi, Mother. Hello, children.
Hello, Father.
How are you? It's good to see you. Oh, my God, that looks delicious, my love. Almighty God, we come to Thee in thanks for the food You put on our table, for the roof over our heads, and the many, many blessings that You've given us. Make us thankful. Make us appreciate You, Lord. Dear God, I pray. Amen. So, James, I approve of the work you did today.
Thank you, Father. Father?
Aye, son.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Ghosts? Nonsense, boy.
I heard something today.
You've been nosing around the graveyard, haven't you?
But, Father, I heard...
Well, we may no talk about ghosts anymore. Now, Sir Thomas said he's coming by tonight. Says he wants to talk to you and I. He wants to talk about your future. Now, I want everyone to be on their best behaviour. We've got a lot to be thankful for, Sir Thomas. I mean, he's given us everything we have. Oh, speak of the devil, there he is. Mother, get a brief ready for Sir Thomas, will you? Right. Hello, Sir Thomas.
Good evening.
Come in, please. Can I get you a drink or something?
No, thank you. My business this evening is with young James.
Oh, yes.
Is he here?
Aye, he is. Please, come.
Hello, James.
Hello, Sir Thomas.
I've got a plan for you. A plan for your future. I'm going to take you to Staithes, where you will work for a grocer named Mr. Sanderson. You will be his apprentice. Perhaps there you will learn about the sea and about the business of the sea trade. So, it is said. Prepare yourself, lad. You're bound for a great adventure. We leave on the morrow. Good night.
Good night, Sir Thomas. Good night.
Father? Father?
James's father didn't want James to leave, but he knew it was the best thing for James to do.
Come.
I'm gonna stay.
No,
Father,
James.
you need my help on
No,
the farm.
James. Listen to me. You remember that voice that you were hearing? I believe that it was Mary calling to you, lad.
I know. I want to honor her. I want to honor all of them.
Keep on foraging like you have been, laddie. And you'll honor her. James, listen. Your mother, Mary, and I, we want to see what you can become out there. I love you, son, and I always will. But this is your destiny.
Now, James had a mission. Sir Thomas was going to show James the way to Staithes. His journey would soon begin.
That's a cool story, huh?
Yep.
Chapter 2. Over the hills and far away. Sir Thomas Skottow showed the road for James to follow to Stace. James waved goodbye to Sir Thomas. This was the first time James would be on his own. James didn't bring too many belongings with him, since he was going to work in a haberdashery, a place that sold and repaired clothes. Staithis was a small fishing village on the coast of England. James was so excited to see the little village and to see the sea. Now his journey that Mary had promised would begin. He came down the street and saw an older man sweeping. Could this be Mr. Sanderson, who he would be an apprentice for and serve as well?
Yes.
Hi. I'm James Cook.
Hi. You're the gaffer's son. Follow me. I'll show you to your quarters.
Mr. Sanderson invited James into his haberdashery. James was scared at first at his new job, for the haberdashery was very small. Mr. Sanderson showed James where he would work and sleep. He also showed him the harpoon he once found off the shore. Mr. Sanderson was strict, but he taught James many things: how to knit and how to sew. Fishermen would often tear their clothes as they fought the winds of the North Sea. In coastal villages, a haberdasher was very busy patching clothes and making new clothes for the fishermen to wear. One day, James saw some new fishermen arriving in Stace. They were a peculiar bunch, and James suspected they had many tales and stories of places they traveled to in the world.
It's down the long stairs and straight along the close. Alan Baker's entry, Adam Buckham goes, and it's oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham.
James followed them to a nearby pub, where James would find a girl who would later become the love of his life.
Water, Tommy Cobble shoes, Adam Buckham guns a boot, gathering bits of news, and it's oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, with his bow legs, fiddler Billy Purvis plays another tune, Adam Buckham's Rick and McCalla put the tune, and it's oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham.
Thank you, Samuel Betts. Good daughter you got here. Good song, too.
The fishermen were amusing people, and everyone had a good time listening to their tales. But one tale about a coin intrigued James very much. It was a South Seas shilling coin.
Hi, mate. Where did you get the coin?
Well, let me tell you, lad, I was whaling in the South Sea. Beautiful place. Flowers everywhere. It was nice. The sea was rough. The ship was moving back and forth. We could barely walk on it. We got down off the ship to get into the whaler to go out and get the whale. It was tough to get on there. It was so rough. When we got the whale, we harpooned him, brought him back to the beach, gutted him open, right? A mate was inside of him, and this was in his pocket.
James would write to his father in Great Ayton and tell him the many things he was learning in Staithes. He would also write to his sister Christiana and tell her about the fishermen and different people he was meeting. But James was getting tired of working. He wanted to see more. What was this coin the fishermen talked about? He had to ask them. One day, he saw them. They told James the story of the coin. The coin came from the South Seas. There was something magical about the coin. When you twirl it in your hand, you could almost hear the drums of the natives from the South Seas and the sounds of the islands. Whoever held the coin, great things would happen to him or her, and adventures would always be sure to follow. The gruff fisherman wanted to show James how the coin worked, so he held the coin up high in his hand. And suddenly, a large whale breached out of the water. James said goodbye to the fishermen and told them he could knit their clothes if they needed repair or if they needed extra garments. James was eager to get his hands on the coin, but how?
Hello.
Hello, how may I help you?
I need some assistance here. Young James said you sold garments here.
Why, yes, we do.
Oh, this'll do.
Fine choice, it's 1 shilling.
Well, mate, I don't have anything of worth. I spent it all on the grog last night at the inn.
I've spent all my money as well.
You have no money to buy for your purchases.
I'm admiring the harpoon on the wall. Is it for sale?
It's not for sale. A real doubloon?
Yes, sir.
Your coin.
The harpoon is yours.
Well, thank you, mate.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Thank you, mate.
That night, Mr. Sanderson left the haberdashery. Now was James's chance to take the coin. The coin that would attract new and great adventures. He felt by having it in his pocket, it would take him to far and distant places. James took the coin and replaced it with another coin of similar value, and he put the South Seas shilling in his pocket. Later on, Mr. Sanderson came back and found the shilling was missing.
James, where's the coin? You took it, didn't you?
Mr. Sanderson slapped James across the face. The coin slipped out of James's pocket and out onto the floor.
There's nothing worse than a thief.
The next day, the fishermen found out what had happened to James, so they came back to Mr. Sanderson's shop. The gruff fisherman told Mr. Sanderson, "This lad needs to be out in the sea. I was like him when I was young," he said. With the sea, there are no boundaries. There are no limits to what a man can do. He can go as far as he wants to. This is no place for him. The next day, Mr. Sanderson thought heavily about what the fisherman told him. He felt sorry for what he had done to James, and thought of a new alternative for James's future.
James, I'm sorry. Lad, this shop is unsuitable for you. Your passion belongs out there, out on the sea. I'm going to take you to Whitby to serve under a friend of mine, John Walker. He builds ships. He can teach you to sail. He can teach you how to work the sea. From there you can follow your heart's desires to the world's far and distant places. Here, take this. Maybe it'll bring you luck.
Mr. Sanderson took James to Whitby. They boarded a ship. Now he was going to go to far and distant places.
What's up?
I can't find my book. Have you seen it?
No.
I'll bet Luke took it.
Yeah. Let's go get him.
He's in there. He has the book.
Let's get him. You'll never get the book back!
Come here right now. I need to talk to you. Luke, you stole that from me. You're a thief. Stealing is bad.
Okay, I'm sorry. It'll never happen again.
Thanks for helping me. Here you go. Nice.
What are you reading?
A really good book. Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
Here you go. I have to go to my house and do my homework. Hope you like it.
Okay.
Chapter 3. On to Whitby. Whitby was a beautiful place, full of the sea trade and bustling people. It was a large city as well.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And what was in those ships, all 3, on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day? And what was in those ships, all 3, on Christmas Day in the morning?
Mr. Sanderson and James now had arrived at Mr. Walker's house.
Christ were there on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. The Virgin Mary and Christ were there on Christmas Day in the morning.
James said goodbye to Mr. Sanderson and was now in the custody of John Walker, the famous shipbuilder.
All the bells on earth shall ring on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all the bells on earth shall ring on Christmas Day in the morning.
Family, guarding the ships.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. La 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 la.
Since you worked on the farm, that means you know a thing about work. Now, the first thing you need to know is the parts of the ship. You see, in front of the bow, that is called a jib boom. Now, each yard carries a square sail. For the fore and mainmast, there are 5 sails for both of them. There's a lower sail, 2 top sails, 1 top gallant, and a royal.
As time went on, Mr. Walker would show James how the house was modeled like a ship. It was a carpenter's work of art.
Standing quarters. Beautiful view. Enjoy my stay here.
James learned mathematics and how to use a sextant. John Walker's company would trade coal. They would pick it up in Newcastle and go to London. James loved to be on the sea, and he was fulfilling his dream of going to far and distant places. James learned many things about sailing and how to take care of a ship.
What are you reading there? This is a story about Captain Cook. Really? Yeah. We should go read it. Okay. In the treehouse. Yeah. I don't know why there's so much leaves. Are you okay? Yeah.
He would write letters of his adventures to his sister. Christiana was thrilled that James was accomplishing his dreams. Days would go by. One day, he heard a voice, not of his sister's, but of a girl he once remembered from Staith's.
None at all. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. You have a familiar voice. I recognize you. I saw you at a tavern in Stays 2 years ago.
I remember you. I'm Elizabeth.
James. You have beautiful eyes. Do you mind if I join you?
James was in love. He wanted this moment with her to last forever. Just like how the Whitby Abbey has lasted for many centuries, so would he like his love for Elizabeth to last.
May I see you again?
I have to go back to Whitby with my father.
He kissed her hand and said goodbye. He knew one day he would meet her again, and on that day when he would see her again, he would propose to marry her.
James, this is a bloody mess. We've got Colliers over there ready to go. You don't have anything here for the ropes, for the dock. We've got to get these Colliers back to Newcastle and Wapping and getting back here to get some more in. Are you going to be able to do it, or shall I get somebody else?
No, sir, I'm sorry.
Very well.
I'll take care of everything right now.
is such an amazing book.
Yep. Hey, I wonder what happened to that book I was reading.
Yeah, it seems like a good book. I sort of want to try it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm going to ask them if they've seen it. Hey, have you seen this book that's about Captain Cook? Captain Cook, that kind of looks like it. Well, it is.
Oh, can we read it with you?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
As time went by, James wanted to see more. One day he saw a sign, a notice, that said if anyone was to join the Navy, they could see far and distant places. James wanted to go to the South Seas. By joining the Navy, maybe this was finally his chance. He thanked the South Seas shilling coin that he carried in his pocket. Maybe it was helping him along his journey. James saw the British flag waving and felt a deep sense of pride. But he was still cautious and didn't want to leave Mr. Walker. What was he going to decide? At the graveyard above the hill, he thought of his sister Mary and how she wanted to climb Raspberry Topping. And that's when he saw a seagull, and the seagull called to him.
James.
It was his sister Mary calling to him. To serve the Navy, to serve his country, England. That would be great. Is this what Mary wanted? He needed to hear Mary's voice one more time and know it would be part of his journey, his quest. And then she came in the form of a seagull again and called to him. James was so excited and followed the seagull to the docks. James heard a naval ship was coming to Whitby to recruit more sailors. James waited for the ship to take him to Wapping, where he would be enlisted into the British Navy. He thanked the South Seas shilling, for now he was going to go on a new adventure. One that would take him to far and distant places. Mr. Walker was saddened by James's decision. Mr. Walker knew about the rumors of the Navy. Yes, James would see many far and distant places, but he could also lose his life because being in the Navy was very dangerous. Mr. Walker was saddened by James's decision. Mr. Walker would write to James, hoping he would return. And James would answer back and let John Walker, as well as his family, especially his father and sister, know what was happening. There was a new war starting, a war against France, and it was going to be fought in the Americas. James' father was worried. He didn't want to lose James like he lost Mary. Now James was going to America and fight against France. It was a very dangerous time. If France should win, the Americas and colonies would be owned by France. James's father was worried. Anything could happen. James could die.
loves you, God. I beg you, bring my son home to me. Bring my son home.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Thanks for the book. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, this book's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It gets really exciting, so you should start reading it more.
James's father's prayer and sister's prayer must have worked, for James survived the war against France. Not only did he survive, but he became famous for his heroism and was promoted. For during the war, James learned how to survey and draw maps of the St. Lawrence River. With the help of his maps, the British Admiralty successfully navigated the British fleet of ships through the St. Lawrence River Channel and on to Quebec to fight the French in the final battle. This helped the British win the war. With the war won, Britain was able to keep the American colonies. For his heroism, James was soon hired by the Admiralty to chart and map Newfoundland. During his visits to England, he married Elizabeth, the love of his life, and started a family. Mr. Walker would write to James, and James would answer back and let John Walker, as well as his family, especially his father and sister, know what was happening. James was soon selected on another special quest, the quest to the South Seas. James thanked the lucky South Seas shilling coin he kept in his pocket, for he was finally achieving his dream. The dream to finally see the South Seas. This quest was a scientific expedition ordered by the Royal Society to observe the transit of Venus. The transit involved finding the mathematical measurement, the distance from the Earth to the Sun that can only be observed fully in the South Seas. Cook, along with the botanist, Joseph Banks, the crew, and myself were now going to go on the journey of a lifetime, using one of John Walker's collier ships, the Endeavour. The flat-bottomed style ship and large cargo hold, which was originally designed for shipping coal, was perfect for this scientific data collecting expedition. The first scientific expedition to ever happen in human history of observing plants, animals, and stars was about to take place. And that's how we came to the end of his story. To far and distant places.
Do you still hear your sister calling to you?
Yes. I could still hear her voice calling through the silence of time.
Sir Hugh Palliser had a word with me.
He did?
Yes. He said this is the beginning for you, the beginning of a long journey to the South Seas. He told me to listen to the captain. For many years, he's shown us his genius and capacity. And then he yelled, "May God grant him success on his journey."
sister.
Begin your journey.
The news spread of James's stories in the Navy, not only to his family, but to Mr. Sanderson as well. And that concludes my book, To Far and Distant Places. This has been a memoir of his youth, written for his wife, Elizabeth Cook. The rest of this book will be used for collecting data of plants and animals we discover, and will have daily journals during the course of this expedition.
Look at that. That was a Captain Cook's ship, the Endeavour.
And now this ship was named after Captain Cook's ship, which you see there. I kind of want to go to space because of that whole story.
And look, it even has the Endeavour sign on it. Whoa, that's actually really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
You want to see the real one? They have one in a space center.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I kind of want to do that.
This was a good book.
Oh, you finished it already?
I just read just the first 3 chapters.
Don't you want to know what happens at the end?
I guess, yeah.
You keep it then.
But I don't have room in my report.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't read it.
Alright. Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Good to see you.
Wait, Jake. I forgot. This goes with the story.
Wow. That's heavy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this wasn't all talk that you're just...
Oh no.
Wow.
It actually happened.
That's cool. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Great talking to you.
Enjoy reading.
See ya.
Bye.
O'er the hills and over the main, to Flanders, Portugal, and Spain, King George commands and we obey. Over the hills and far away. When duty calls me, I must go to stand and face.
Learning about Captain Cook inspired us to go on many adventures that summer.
Over the hills and far away.
We went to Switzerland and explored the Alps. That was cool.
Flanders, Portugal, and Spain. King George commands and we obey. Over the hills and far away.
The people spoke in a different language, kind of like when Captain Cook had to speak to the Tahitians and Maoris.
If I should fall and rise no more, as many comrades did before, then ask the fifes and drums to play over the hills and far away.
Guess what, Dad?
Over the hills and over the main, Flanders, Portugal, and Spain.
But the main important thing we got to see that summer was the Endeavour space shuttle at the California Science Center in downtown Los Angeles. The space shuttle that was named after Captain Cook's ship by school children across the country. I hope we can keep exploring like Captain Cook, not only on this earth, but also to the far reaches of space. When Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, he said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Thank you, Captain Cook, for your adventures. You did 3 trips to the Pacific, exploring many islands, discovering Australia, Hawaii, and you practically made it to Antarctica. You were killed in Hawaii, but your legacy lives on. We are going to keep learning about you, Captain Cook, and the people you met along the way. And one day, who knows, we might actually get to Mars. My cousins and I would like that very much. The end.
James, your journey begins.
Good. I'm ready to figure this out. So, I approximately our location right now. So
We reached Otaheite and explored the islands. We observed the transit of Venus. Journeying on, we found the islands of New Zealand. The scenery was incredible.
Here's 40 shillings off the drum for those who volunteered to come to list and fight the foe today, over the hills and far away, o'er the hills and over the main, to Flanders, Portugal and Spain. King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away.
So up right here. Visualize the transit of Venus superbly. Saturn, clear skies. Alright, King George Islands. King George Islands right there. Now, I'm also curious what else is over here in the South Seas.
I say we find out.
You're going to become very well-known men. You know that?
Yes, sir. Through the pages of history.
To Flanders, Portugal and Spain, King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. If I should fall and rise no more, as many comrades did before, then ask the fifes and drums to play, over the hills and far away, o'er the hills and o'er the main, to Flanders, Portugal and Spain. King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Fallen lads behind the drum, with colours blazing like the sun, along the road to come what may, over